Here's another little quick tip and example so that you can write better survey questions, like ones that actually get you useful information. I see some variation of the, hey, how'd you hear about us question every week for sure, like very often, because people are interested in knowing, like, hey, how did you hear about us? Why might people be interested in this? Well, it can be very useful data to use to make decisions about where you should spend your time, effort, or money. If you survey people and you find out that 80% of your customers hear about you on TikTok, then you know that TikTok is a really good platform for getting new customers. If in that same survey you find out that only 6% of people hear about you on Instagram or Facebook, you might decide I don't want to spend as much time or effort on Instagram or Facebook because it's really not getting me more clients. It's not getting me more customers. It's not a good use of my time. This type of question can allow you to really lean into your strengths. It can also help you identify places where it's if you want more customers to hear about you on other platforms, maybe on the flip side, it means you need to be spending more time and effort there. It depends how you think about growing your business. But either way, this is potentially really good, actionable information that you can use to think about, change, strategize how you connect with people. But in order to get good information from a, hi, how'd you hear about me type question, you have to make sure that your answer choices, your answer categories, your selections that you're typing in down there are good, are the right choices that make good sense. So let's take a quick little peek at these. Online/advertising, through a colleague, through an email, through social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, events, other. Now, I love me a good other category. I think that one's okay to stay. Online and social media, and actually an email and social media are both online. So those overlap a little bit. That's kind of confusing, right? Maybe you don't think it's confusing, but it's unclear. It's not good. Don't do categories like that. To group all of social media together is just what? Why? No, right? Because if people just say through social media, you have no idea which platform is working the best for you. Are most people finding you on LinkedIn, or are most people finding you on TikTok? Are most people finding you on Instagram? Those two aren't even mentioned on here, right? This is bad. Don't do this. Through a colleague is a little confusing because if a colleague emails you, did I hear about you through a colleague, or was it through an email, or was it both? And this is interesting because that signals that this question is starting to confound, confuse, mix up two things. Who you're hearing it from, who you heard about me from, and the way in which you heard about me. That's actually two questions, right? So if you want to know who I heard about you from, it could be I heard about you from the business directly, Kirsten Lee Consulting, I heard about it from Kirsten. Or it could be I heard about it through a colleague, or I heard about it through someone in my family. That answers a who question. If you want to keep this a how question, I think you would use something like a referral or a recommendation, because that implies that a person is telling me about you, but it doesn't answer who, which would be a different question. Online, again, just all-encompassing category, you might just want to say something like a Google or search engine, Google or search engine. Maybe you put Reddit on there, right? Wherever are places you think people might hear about you, list them out, but list them out separately so you can learn specifically, precisely where people are hearing from you. Advertising is a BS category because you could be advertising on Google, you could be advertising on Facebook, you could be advertising on TikTok, you could be advertising on so many different platforms. Knowing that people heard about you on YouTube, you could be advertising. Knowing that people heard about you through advertising is not helpful. Oh, good, our advertising is working. Okay, but let's say you're spending $1,000 on Facebook ads and $2,000 on TikTok and $10,000 on Google, and you're just advertising's working. Keep giving all those different places where we could be giving ads money. No, right? You would want to be specific and be Google ads really isn't working for us. We know that because we asked about it separately, so now we can eliminate that cost, right? This question, the way it is worded right now, is just not giving you good information. Last point about it, this is a single select. You can only pick one answer, and people might have heard about you through a bunch of different ways, which would also be helpful. Hey, I heard about you through your email list because I subscribed. I heard about you through TikTok. I heard about you through an event I went to in my hometown. Whatever it is, maybe it was all three of those things, and that could be helpful information for you to have too. In summary, if you want to know how people heard about you, you want to provide them with choices that are really specific and that are really clear, And that when you get that data, that information back, you can use it to make a decision or to have a better understanding of how your outreach, your marketing, your advertising is working. This question does not do that. It is a waste for the company. It is a waste for the person taking it.